In the final days of the First Punic War, when the world seemed to bow before the rising power of Rome, a new shadow was looming over Africa. Carthage, the city of incense, silver towers, and eternal markets, wept for its defeats in Sicily. But in the house of Barca, the fire did not go out. It burned with more fury than ever. And there, amidst that glow, our story begins. Hannibal was only a boy when war became his primary language. His father, Hamilcar Barca, would return drenched in the dust of his campaigns, his eyes still burning with a purpose that transcended any one man's life. Polybius tells us that from a young age, Hannibal was raised amidst the thunder of combat and the weight of an inherited vengeance. It was at an altar, in the presence of his gods, where his destiny was sealed. Before departing for Iberia, Hamilcar took his son to a temple near Carthage. The boy watched the ritual flame. In it, he saw not only glory, but the price it would take to achieve it. His father ordered him to place his hand upon the sacrificial offering. There, amidst the scent of incense and blood, he swore to hate Rome for as long as he lived. That oath, as Polybius recounts, would mark the boy forever. The expedition to Iberia transformed Hannibal from an obedient son into a precocious warrior. Though not yet permitted to fight, he learned to read the geography as if it were the enemy's own skin. The Ilogates, the Oretani, the Turdetani. The names of the tribes of Hispania became etched in his memory. He studied his father's style of command, the mobility of the Africans, the ferocity of the Iberians, the precision of the Numidians. His education did not take place in a classroom, but among war camps, horses, swords, and maps. Hamilcar, leading the Barcid forces, expanded Carthaginian dominion across Iberia, but his time was short. Death found him while crossing a river during an ambush. The legacy passed to his son-in-law, Hasdrubal the Fair, who continued forging the empire Carthage needed to counterbalance Rome. Hannibal, now a watchful young man, saw the foundations of his destiny grow as Iberian silver filled their coffers and soldiers swore their lives to his family. Hasdrubal founded Kart Hadasht, New Carthage, a city designed to be the jewel of the western Mediterranean. It was a naval, commercial, and military powerhouse. There, Hannibal found his true home. The city hummed with energy, protected by mighty walls and a harbor that seemed built to defy the world. Polybius relates how the young Barca, through discipline and charisma, won over the troops who would soon clamor for him to lead them. But Rome does not watch without acting. Her senators, with eagle eyes, were suspicious of every Carthaginian move in Iberia. When Hasdrubal signed the Ebro Treaty, Rome believed they had contained the expansion. However, death once again stalked the Barcidas. Hasdrubal was assassinated by a Gallic warrior, and the army, without hesitation, chose Hannibal as their new commander. He was only 26 years old. The oath of his childhood woke with a vengeance. Hannibal looked toward Rome, not with fear, but with the clarity of a mission ordained by the gods. His first move was to solidify the loyalty of the Iberians. He traveled through the villages, spoke with the chieftains, listened to the grievances of the peasants, and distributed rewards and punishments with iron justice. The tribes responded to his command with fervor. Iberia was becoming the first instrument of his strategy. The final spark was Saguntum. Rome had declared it an ally, even though it sat south of the Ebro, deep within Carthaginian territory. To Hannibal, it was a deliberate provocation. To Rome, it was a test. The siege was relentless. Day after day, siege engines battered the walls, while the city, brave but isolated, was consumed by its own resistance. When it finally fell, Rome demanded that Hannibal be handed over. The Carthaginian Senate wavered, trembled, and fell silent. And so, Rome declared war. The board was set. The oath burned once more. And in Kot Hadasht, Hannibal knew that his entire life had prepared him for this moment.